Infosys provides world-class online IT training, staffing, and software testing solutions to customers worldwide. H2K Infosys, how we are different from our competitors. 100% job-oriented training, hands-on project work, cloud test lab, resume preparation and review, mock interviews, robust syllabus, one-time fee and lifetime access to classes, access to recorded sessions of live classes. H2K Infosys has won the trust of thousands of students worldwide. For a free demo class, visit us at h2kinfosys.com.
Hopefully everybody are able to see my screen as well. So let's start right now. Alright, so in previous class, yesterday's class, we basically spoke about creating a bike. Okay, so it's the main objective is what is the point in having a class here? Let's say here I just created a class as bike here, and in the previous example, as we were seeing here, let me open that. And by the way, I've checked in all the files, so you guys can take up all the files. Okay, bike.
Hello.
All right. So here in the previous example, which we saw that we just created an employee. I can't hear Jairam. Okay, is it good now?
Yes.
Okay, I think it's good now. All right. Yeah, in the previous session, we were basically talking about creating an employee, and here, as you saw, I created an employee here, and then after creating an employee, I basically used to initialize all the properties of that particular object. Okay. So now what we're going to do, so instead of doing this, what we can do here is, my main objective is, while the moment I create an employee, I want to give a name to that employee. Okay. So in conjunction with that example, I basically came up with an example to talk to you regarding a bike.java file. And here my main objective is to tell you that, okay, if I'm getting a bike here, right? So I cannot, it's too small. All right. Windows preferences, font. Is it good now? Sorry. Preferences. It's something different. Oh, this is the console. One sec. Basic text editor, edit. Is it too small? If others are fine, I'm okay. Not sure if others are also fine. It's Control plus plus. No, Control plus plus will not work here. This is not. I don't know why it's not working here. It was fine. It's small. Okay. So everybody is saying it's small. Text font. Edit. Play. Okay. Is it good now?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So here I was basically talking about creating a bike here, and the moment I create a bike, as I was saying in yesterday's class, that once I get a bike, I have to basically go and fill in the petrol. I have to go to the gas station. Okay. So instead of that, the moment I create a bike, I need to have some petrol in it, and I want to do it in that way. Okay. So as you can see, I created an object here by saying new. So new is important here. The moment you say new in your heap, the space is going to get created and the object is going to get created in the heap. Okay. Now, if I just create bike, right? So a bike one, let's say I'm getting a bike one here, and this is your bike one dot petrol liter, and bike two dot petrol liter, and bike three dot petrol liter. So moment I run this, run as Java application, I know that I'm going to get it as something like 20 because this is a constructor which we introduced yesterday. Okay. So the moment you say new of something here, and this is your default constructor which we are invoking, even if I don't add anything here, that doesn't matter to me. Okay, but I'm saying here that if I'm creating a bike, I want to initialize it with at least some petrol in it. Okay, so that's what my main intention is. For that reason, you have to create a constructor, and the constructor is something like, if you see the name of the class bike and the name of this particular name, okay, the method is your, it should be same. So if you say B, okay, it will basically give you a compile time issue which says that return type for the method is missing. Okay, now it's very important that each and every method should have a kind of a return type. All right, so that is important in Java. Okay, and now we are not even talking about anything else apart from a constructor. Okay, now if you say void, this is not a constructor for you, because the signature of the constructor is, you can just give some access modifiers here, and you can just say byte. Here we are going to talk about public right now. At a later point of time, we'll talk something else. Okay. Now, in order to create a constructor, as you see, you just need to say public byte, and here I just initialize this value petrol liter equals to 20. Now, my main objective is here, I created a bike 1, I created a bike 2, right? Now, the moment I want to create a bike with, let's say, 10 liters of petrol in it, okay, instead of 20 liters, which is by default, I want to create a bike which is having let's say 10 liters, right? So I cannot very well go and do it here, because if I do anything here, it will basically affect my bike 1 as well as bike 2. All right, so let me keep this as it is. Now what I can do is I can write a new constructor. Okay, so I'm going to say public bike, and if you can see here, if I'm having the same signature for both the constructors here, right, it is going to give me a compile time issue saying that duplicate method by in type bike. Okay, so what I can do is I'm going to overload this constructor right now. So in order to overload this constructor, what am I supposed to do? I am going to say here as int liter. Okay, so what did I do here is, let's say, let me make this, copy this and paste it here. Okay, so as this is local, it doesn't matter whether this name is for your this is on the class and this is on the method itself. All right, so now I have created a constructor. So that what did I do? Basically, I have overloaded the constructor. So this is constructor overloading. All right, so, and this is I have overloaded this constructor and I have passed one argument in it. All right, now what am I going to do here is I am going to create a new object. The moment I create a new object, what am I going to do is I'm going to initialize the object with some value in it. Okay, so that means I'll be creating a class. That class will be having a petrol liter of some value. So I'm going to say here as petrol. So basically I want to initialize this, right? I want to copy this equals to, so for now let me just take this name as LTR. Okay, yes, we are still in the process, Nick. If we have any problems, then I'll just repeat that again. Okay, all right, so here what I did is I have basically overloaded the constructor here, right? Now what did I do here? The same name, but only one thing is different is I'm passing some parameters here. Okay, now here with the help of this I'm basically overloading loading the constructor. Okay, so this is what it is. Okay, when you say overloading, you should have the same name. Okay, and you are basically having multiple or different arguments in it. Okay, you cannot have two constructors with the same signature. Okay, so here what you have to do is you have to have something different apart from this. Okay, so I'm going to say int petrol_ltr. All right, now what am I going to do here? I'm going to create a bike, so I'm going to say bike3 equals to new bike. I can even say this. Okay, the moment I say bike3 equals to new bike, if I say bike3.petrol, right? So what is going to be the answer for me? It is going to be still your 20, because the moment I say new of bike, okay, so what's going to happen is it is again going to call my default constructor. Okay, so that is a constructor without no argument. So this is your constructor with no argument. Now, so my main objective is to create an object. I can very well do it in this way, bike3 dot petrol liter equals to 10. Okay, instead of doing this, what am I going to do is, the moment I create an object, I will initialize it with a default value. So I'm going to say 10 here. Now if you can see the difference here, the moment you call this, your default constructor is going to get called. Okay, and the moment you call this, the argument with a single your constructor with a single argument is going to get called here. Okay, so let me just run this and show you what is the output. Right click, run as Java application. Okay, now if you can see, the output is 20, 20 and 10. Okay, so let me even get rid of this. So this is how you basically overload a constructor. Any questions? Is it good, Nick, or you still have problems? Okay, fine. So yeah, the question is, what is the purpose of having a constructor here, right? Now, as I said in the previous example, if I get a bike here and no petrol in it, okay, you have to go to the gas station and fill in. But the moment what I'm doing is, okay, now let's say if I do not have this constructor at all, we'll even talk about other combinations also. Okay, now I am forcing here, what I'm doing is I am forced a person who's going to create a bike here. It was a very good question, Snake. Okay, now the moment, if you see here, I do not have any default constructors here. I have only one constructor, which is going to take a single argument in it. Okay, now the moment you create a bike, you are forced to give some value here. Okay, that means the moment you create a constructor, you say that, okay, the moment you create a bike, you're saying that I'm going to create a bike here with some petrol in it. Okay, so this is my main use. The moment I create something, I make sure that something is there in it. Okay, let's say the moment you create a person, right, a person will obviously be having a name. All right, so that is the main objective of having a constructor, to initialize that particular object. Okay, now is it pretty much clear? Okay, so let's move on. Now if you can see here,
Jairam, I have a question.
if I'm deleting this, okay, let me just comment this out. So I commented this out, and I have this. Okay, I have no argument constructor here, and there is let's talk about this as a default constructor right now. So this is a default constructor which I have it right now, and I'm able to do this. Okay, and even I have a parameterized constructor also, which I have basically overloaded this one. So I do not basically get any kind of compilation issues. Okay, but the moment I comment this out, is the speaker on? Few of the people had questions, including me, but you couldn't hear us. I think Amir, you didn't unmute yourself.
I am on.
Can you unmute yourself and then speak out?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, can you speak out now?
Can you
No, I
hear me?
don't hear you. We can hear him. Yeah, I can hear you. One sec. Okay. Yeah. Please speak now. Sorry. Yeah, it was on mute. Yeah, go ahead, Amir, please.
I just have a quick question here on what defines a constructor. Like, how do I know that this is a constructor?
Amir, your voice is not clear.
Oh, I'm sorry. What I mean to say is, how do I know that petrol LTR is a constructor? Like, what defines it? Like, what specifies here in this code that this is a constructor?
Okay, this is a constructor. I think you have just missed out that. Okay, if you can see here, the name of the class and name of this particular name of this particular method is same here, and you do not have any kind of return type here. The moment you see this kind of thing, okay, that means it is a constructor. Okay, so you cannot have something like your public void. This is not a constructor. The only thing is the moment you have some access specifier and the name of the class here with the brackets right in this way, so that means this is a constructor for you. Okay, so if you can see here also, I'm saying public and the class name, the name of this class and this particular method. Okay, we say it is a constructor basically. Okay, but as you are dealing with the methods in this way, I'm just saying this is a kind of a method as well. Okay, so this is a constructor for me and this is a constructor for me.
Question.
Yep.
Why we are giving, like in real-time projects, do we give petrol liter is equal to 20 specified here, or do we make multiple constructors and then proceed?
It's again a good question again. Now tell me, I want to give some default value. Let's say the moment I create a bike here, I want to give some default value. Let's say 5 liters of petrol. So if any person is going to create a bike, he's at least going to have a 5 liters of petrol, right? So even in real time also, if you create any kind of instances or any kind of object, okay, let's say you're talking about a dog, okay, so somebody creates a dog, and by default the name of the dog is puppy, right? So the moment a dog seller says that, okay, what do you need? You basically say, I need a puppy, right? So dog has by default a name. You don't say basically I need a tiger when you go to a puppy shop, right? So what I'm saying is, when you create a dog, okay, give some default name to it. When you create a bike, give some default petrol in it. I can even say that, okay, this bike has got XYZ factors also. Okay, but if you want to have some extra values in it, or let's say you want to initialize with some other values, then you go with your constructor overloading. Okay. All right, so we'll see other properties also right now. So overloading is to initialize at the time of creation. Yes, exactly. The overloading is at the time of creation itself. No, constructor is basically used for initializing things. Okay, so the main objective of constructor is to initialize things. So it's not overloading is to initialize at the time of creation. No, this statement is wrong actually. It's something like the moment you create a constructor, the main objective is to initialize some values in it. Okay, so let's say I'm going to say bike, and bike as in general. I'm going to say the name of the bike. Let's say string name. Okay, I don't want to give any initialize anything here. I can very well even initialize the values here also. Okay, So I can just say 5 over here also. Okay. But again, as a practice, you basically initialize somewhere in the constructor out itself. Now, I have given a name here. Now, I want to create a bike, okay, with a name right now. I initially created a bike without any name and only having a petrol in it. Next, I created a bike with petrol in it, okay. Now, I'm going to create a bike with a name and some default petrol value in it, okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to overload it again. So, public bike int. So this is again my, let me take this right now, okay, and comma and string name. Okay, now what did I do here? My main objective is, so first I created a bike with some values in it. Okay, so sorry, the bike with a initial petrol is 5. Now again I created a bike with initialized with a petrol liter as 10. Now my objective is to create a bike with, so bike 3, let me just says bike 2 equals to new bike, and I'm going to say here as 15 comma. Now this is what it is, right? Okay. Now what happens basically during runtime, you pass this value. Okay, so when you say new of bike, this bike during a runtime, what happens the moment you create this goes to this person. Okay, so this goes here, and ultimately you use this value, okay, to initialize the instance variable of the particular class. Okay, so if you can see the matrix here or the chemistry here, you basically call this particular constructor. So obviously this constructor is going to get called here, and the value of 10 is going to be assigned to this one. Okay, so I'm basically passing some value here, right? And this value is being initialized to the instance variable right over here. Okay. Now the same thing I'm going to do here. When I'm going to say new bike of 15 comma, let's say I'm going to say Honda. All right. So what did I do here? I created a bike whose name is Honda and having at least 15 liters of petrol in it. Right. So I can just say bike 2 here, and this is my bike 3. So this is your, okay, so petrol in liters plus bike 3 dot name. All right, so it's all simple. Right click, run as Java application. Okay, so bike 3, what happened here? It went here. Okay, now why you got this value 0 and null? Because I initialized, but I have not added the code here, right? Okay, now what am I going to do here? Copy and paste this here, equals to, okay, and this value has to be assigned to the instance variable of this one, right? Instance variable of the bike. So copy this and paste it here, okay, and then the name, copy this, equals to name. Now let me say this as bike name, and make sure here, if you can see, I'm having a naming convention here, B as in small, N as in capital. Okay, so this is kind of a camel case which you need to use in Java. All right, that's important. Now okay, so let me run this right now. So I'm going to say copy this and paste it here. So right click, run as Java application. Now if you can see here, still I'm getting the value of 0 here, because even though I've given a value of 15 right over here, right? So this is 15. Honda is coming up properly because it came here, and from here it came here, right? You're basically, at last you are assigned the value of name to the bike name, what you have passed on here. Now why my petrol liter is not getting initialized with a value of 15? Okay, the reason is, if you can see, I'm saying int I petrol liter, right? And okay, here if you can see the name of the bike name and the name, this name belongs to the instance variable of the class, okay, of the object. And but this petrol, even though name is same here, but if you can see there is kind of local variable get more precedence over your instance variable, okay. Now for that reason your local variable, this also belongs to the same local variable and this also belongs to the same local variable, right? So you are basically trying to reinitialize with some value for the local variable. It is something like if I say int j equals to 10, j equals to something like this, okay. So to the same local variable you are again initializing it with some other value. Now what to do in order to get rid of this, okay. Now when I say public class bike, okay, so I'm going to say here this bike, okay, so this bike. Now if in the memory what basically happens is when I say bike 1, bike 2, bike 3, okay, so now when I say here, let's say let me create an heap memory here, and in that bike 1, bike 2 and bike 3 got created, right? So it is something like this bike and this bike. So there are 3 bikes, okay. It is something like when you say I or me, all right, so both are same basically. Now here in this case I'm going to say this bike, okay. Now this bike's petrol and this bike's name. So right now what I'm going to do is, so when there is some kind of name conflict here, I can very well say this as let's say this is E and this is E, okay. So I'm good now, okay. Right click, run as Java application. So I'll be having no problems here when I have different names, okay. But as a practice you basically have the same name what you have in the instance variable, okay. Now if I am having the same name, let me say it as LTR, okay, and let me even name this as name and this name as name. Anyone is having any problems in following, please please ping me now, okay. So what did I do here? I just change the name according to the instance variable names. Now what am I going to do is I'm going to say this dot, right? So what am I saying is, the moment I invoke this constructor, I say initialize which value? This class instance variable, this class name, this class petrol liter, okay. So for that reason you use this in this case, all right. So right now let's see, right click, run as Java application. So I'm good right now. I'm getting 15. I'm getting Honda here also. All right.
So Jerem, we do this for the first constructor also, like the one which is with one argument?
With one argument here, yes, we can even do it here. I didn't do it specifically because I just wanted to make you understand in the second argument. Okay.
Wait,
So
I couldn't hear you. I couldn't hear you.
okay. So you can even do it in the very first argument also. Okay, in the very first constructor also here. So if I just copy this, paste it here, and say this. Okay.
Okay.
That doesn't
So
even.
yeah.
I can even do it in this way also. But here it is not required because I know that there is no name conflict right over here, right? So there is no point in doing it here. Okay. But again, there was some question.
Yeah, so I'm still a little confused about what you mean by this dot petrol liter, like what is the purpose of this? So you're getting the same value without using this. So why are we using this dot?
Amir, could you please come again? Amir, to be honest, your voice is pretty much feeble. I mean, maybe not sure with the speaker or the mic which you're using. It's too
Oh
low.
no, can you hear me now?
I can, yeah.
I will. My question is, when you were getting the same value without using this dot petrolator, so what is the purpose of this dot? I mean, when you run this, you get the same values, don't you?
Okay, let's say I'm not going to use. You're saying if I don't use this, right? What is going to happen?
Yeah, you get the same values when you run it, don't
Okay,
you?
I think you haven't seen the output right now. Let us run it again. So let me remove this. Okay, so let's talk about, in specific, talk about the bike 3, which is Honda. Okay, so let me rename this as Honda bike. Okay, now let me revert this to this dot, and now let's see this. So I'm now going to use this and this. Okay, now if you see, basically what's going to happen is the moment you invoke create a object with the constructor which is having 2 arguments, you use it here. So we are pretty much sure that this particular constructor is going to get called. Now here you are passing this petrol liter, or let's say passing 15 here and Honda here. So this 15 basically goes to where? If you just see in your naked eyes, and if you do not use any kind of editor, you will find the difference that you are basically trying to access here when you on the left hand side, and this is the right hand side. On the left hand side, this is nothing but your local variable itself. It is not pointing to the instance variable. Okay. Now you're getting me? You got the concern here?
I think I got it. If you run it, what is the value on this? Like when you run it, does it give you the same values as below?
Now, if you see, okay, let me run this, run as Java application. What is that I'm getting? I'm getting the default values what the instance variable has it.
Yeah.
Because
okay.
This guy, this variable, this local variable is not been initialized with something. I mean, this instance variable is not been initialized with something here, right?
Yeah.
So in order to initialize that, I have to say this, or see, I could have even do it in this way. So okay, I could have done it in this way also. So I'm good here. But as a matter of fact, we are using the same name here. For that reason, there's a name conflict here, right? Whether it is pointing to the local variable or whether it is pointing to the instance variable. Okay, so for that reason, you say this dot and this dot. Okay,
Makes sense. Thank you so much. I understand that now.
great. Yeah, because see, it's very pretty much crucial to understand this one, because based on this, you basically talk about an object. Okay, so when you try to talk something inside the class itself, you say this object, this class. Okay, so everything is this here. This by itself is an object. Okay, now here even I can say it in this way also, this, right? All right, now let's talk something more interesting right now. So right click, run as Java application. I'm good here. So let me take a new class right now. I am in mute. Okay. So new class. Let's say bike. Constructor CTRs. Okay. Okay. Now before even that, let me show you something else. Now new class. I'm going to say here bike client. Okay. So what is the purpose of having a bike client here is I want to create a bike here. Okay, I am just a client and I want to create a bike and I want to sell the bike to somebody else. Okay, so keeping this bike apart, okay, and keeping this main method apart, let me copy this main method, okay, and paste it somewhere here. Okay, so what did I do here? I have separated the client. Okay, this is my client, and this in this client class, basically I'll just say bike 1, bike 2, and bike 3, or Honda bike here. All right. So what did I do? I just separated things here. All right. So this is my bike client, wherein I'm just going to create the bike here. This is also possible because here, as of now, it is just understand that okay, if at all it is there in the same package right now, I can basically access the classes in the same way. The way I can do it in the main method here. Okay. So this class basically looks very simple right now. So run this Java application. I'm good here. Okay. So I'm just going to keep it as it is right now. So let's move on. So right now, let me go back to the same class again. Now, let's say I want to give some more properties to it. Okay, so I'm going to say here int length. Okay, so now the length of the bike is I given a new property to the length. Okay, so I've given a new property to the bike. Now what I can do to initialize this, I cannot do anything as such like this. This dot. I can give a default value here, but I don't want to give a default value, right? I want to give some value. If I want to give a default value, I can very well come and give it here. And I can just say, I cannot basically give a name to a bike. I can just say as a bike, that's all, okay? So in the default constructor, I'll just say dot name equals to bike, which doesn't make any sense to me, okay? So if somebody doesn't give a name to the bike, you just say it is a bike. And here in petrol, so you're just initializing with a petrol here. Here I initialize with a petrol and a name. And next I want to initialize with petrol, the name, the petrol name as well as the length. So I'm going to say here public bike. Let me copy the same thing here. I love copy and paste actually. All right. Now, as you know here, if you have the same signature, it basically gives you a compile time. Okay. Now here I'm just going to say integer length. Okay. Now here the same thing. Okay. And this dot, what is this? This dot length equals to length and length. So pretty much simple, the same thing. So come to my client class, I can basically say end, okay, and let's say Honda bike 10. So it is here, the length is 10 here. So I can just say Honda bike 10 and Honda bike 10. Plus okay. So what did I do here? So okay, here one thing, if you want to have it in the next line, you can do it in this way also. So in the next line you start with your plus and whatnot. Okay. So no one is restricting you to have it in the same line itself. You can basically have it in the next line also. All right. So I have given a name, a name to it and a length also to it, length. Right. Now, let's say you want to add one more property. How many times you're going to write the same piece of code? If you can see here in this, when I'm writing this, I'm repeating this one again. Let's say you have 1,000 properties, let's say 100 properties, and you're trying to add one more. You're going to copy paste this one in the next constructor, and we're going to add a new one here, right? So instead of that, what we can do is I've got a trick here. I'm going to say this okay, comma name. I'm done. Okay, so what did I do here? When I said this with the open bracket and a closed bracket, I'm basically calling the way I used to refer this class variables, instance variables, I'm saying this class constructor. Okay, so this is your calling this class constructor. Okay, so I'm done. I don't have to do all these things right now. Now when I talk about okay, I don't want to do anything right now for the above things. We can do the same thing here as well. Okay, so here I'm good. I can just remove this and I call this a petrol liter and so and the length so and so. Okay, that's all. So let me go back. When I say so and so, right click, run as Java application. Okay, saying 15, Honda and 10. No difference from my other things. The only thing is, instead of having these two things here, there is already a constructor who's taking care of assigning the value. There is no point in doing the same thing in the other constructors also. Okay, so I can do it here. From here I can even invoke this constructor also. How do I do that? I need to say this of petrol liter. Okay, so the same thing. If I go to the client program, right click, run as Java application, I'm very good here. But there is always a but, so always you have to ask a question to yourself, why? Okay, all right, so there is a catch here. What if I copy this and paste it here? What happens? You get a compile time issue saying that constructor must be the first statement in a constructor. Okay, so that means this should be the first statement, so somewhere on the top it should be. All right, so this should be your first one. Okay, so this is how basically you can overload a constructor. You can use this, okay, as a keyword. In order to invoke a particular constructor, you can use this of, depending on what kind of constructor you want to invoke. So you can use that particular this over here. Any questions here? No questions? I'll just wait for a few minutes. Okay. Now, let's talk about the methods right now. Okay. So, usually what happens is everyone right here? Hello, is there everyone there?
H2K Infosys provides world-class online IT training, staffing, and software testing solutions to customers worldwide. H2K Infosys, how we are different from our competitors. 100% job-oriented training, hands-on project work, cloud test lab, resume preparation and review, mock interviews, robust syllabus, one-time fee and lifetime access to classes, access to recorded sessions of live classes. H2K Infosys has won the trust of thousands of students worldwide. For a free demo class, visit us at h2kinfosys.com.